Hello everyone, it is Dalton coming back at you with another unboxing video. As you know, on my account it's called Demon Overlord 77, but here we come with another one. We have this awesome set, the spell effects Arcane Fury and Divine Might. We're going to be doing a miniature unboxing and review for Icons of the Realm, but here we go. Yes, I did pick this up for $40, obviously by the little sticker. It was picked up from Woolkit in Preferred Gaming and Trade. Very awesome place there. I love the store. It's not super large, so you get lost easily, but you also can find everything you're looking for. And if you can't find everything you're looking for, you can always ask the staff to special order. I've been told they will special order, so that's really awesome. Plus, they are very knowledgeable and very friendly versus some of the other stores I've been to where they're kind of a little less, but they have a nice selection. They're always adding more. I think they're actually starting to do Warhammer for all you Warhammer fans out there who were requesting more Warhammer stuff. So yeah, let's get started on this. Without further ado, let's get on to these bad boy looking spells. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Cloud of Daggers. Nice little tornado of daggers flinging around there. And it's obviously medium base, which is good. It shows like a basing, so you know how much of a space. Number 4 of 11 there, the Cloud of Daggers. Very awesome mini right here. I mean, I know people are going to say they're effects, but I like to think they're minis because they do have bases and everything just like a mini does. Next up, we've got the Elemental Weapon of Cold. Nice little frost effect on this weapon itself. Anyway, very nice effect of frost on the actual base here. And then like the kind of the, I don't know what they'd call that, the hold of the weapon. But yeah, nice little great axe there. Very cool. Very awesome little thing. Next up, we've got Tesser's Floating Disc, number 2 of 11. I mean, very simple little floating disc. It will hold a mini on it, as you can see. It holds an effect if you want to be a smartass, or if you, say for instance, let's find a mini here. There we go, Goblin Work. Yeah, I mean, it will hold up a miniature. I mean, it will hold up other minis. I think the weight limit for that thing is like 500 pounds, so you're not doing any large minis. You're mostly doing maybe a medium character or a small character if you do that. But yeah, very cool, very simple. I mean, the disc itself slightly off color to the little floating effect, which is cool. Very flat. It's very flat and very surprisingly level, which is always going to be good for holding up your minis. Next up, we got Mage's Hand. I like the Mage's Hand, or Mage Hand here. I keep saying Mage's. But Mage Hand here is pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people are probably going to complain, oh, it's kind of small for a Mage Hand. It's like, well, it's just a floating hand to grab things. Like, it's not really like a giant hand to grab a monster and throw them across the room. That's a different spell. We'll get to that one later in the box, because I know it's in there. We have the Spiritual Weapon of the Mace. It is 11A of 11. Really cool mace there. And I like it doesn't have any effect on its base really all that much, which is, or on the floating aspect, which is sort of sad, but you know what? It's just a spiritual weapon. I mean, it's not special in that way. It is a weapon you can just pull out of space or whatever, so got at least take that value. We have the other spiritual weapon, the Warhammer. It is number 11B of 11. So, really nice Warhammer there. Very big. I mean, obviously for a character, this is definitely going to be a two-handed weapon, which is good. So they at least kept that going, so if you threw it onto a mini, it would be a two-handed weapon. Next up, we've got Dancing Lights, number 6 of 11. Very cool little miniature here. You got like this clear guy with like a light sphere stuck to his body. I'm not 100% certain how the spell works. I'm not really sure why they did that. They could have just done a little clear spiral and just had them attached to it, but, you know, it's a cool thing. It could also stand in for maybe a person or some type of blighted ghost or something. I don't know. But moving on, we have the Acid Weapon. This is the Elemental Weapon of Acid. It has a nice little dripping of acid going down the base, down its floating aspect, which you can see there, which is really cool. It is number 7B of 11. Nice acid bow. It's pretty sweet. I mean, I'm not, like I said, that'd be like a longbow to a character, but really cool, though, all the same. Next up, we have the Unseen Servant, number 8 of 11. In very cool miniature. Actually, I'm better about that. Yeah, very cool mini. But, you know, I'm really not 100% certain why they, why just call it Uncertain Servant. I would have just called it Invisible or just Servant. Because, I mean, like, this could also be a stand-in for a ghost. You could have it stand in for even a Banshee or a Wraith. I mean, it could stand in for even the Unseen Stalker. So, I mean, or the Invisible Stalker. I don't know why I said Unseen. But very cool, though. Very nice. I mean, basically a miniature in its own rights. Next up, we've got the Elemental Weapon of Lightning, which is 7B and 11. It is basically a Mjolnir looking Warhammer with a lightning bolt there. Very cool. And the lightning bolt's nice and intricate around the handle of the weapon itself. Very awesome. I was surprised at how good quality these came out. I was afraid they were going to be like really flimsy, but they actually are really solid, which is great. And next up, we have the last of the elemental weapons. We have the elemental weapon of fire, the sword, 7C of 11. Nice, awesome flame sword there. It's a little bit bendy in the sword, but I think it's because it's made of fire, so it wouldn't exactly be 100% perfectly straight, but that's acceptable for fire. I like a little bit of a glow going down the floating effect. Really awesome. Very nice. Very nice. So if you want to put that next to your mini when you're using it, so that way you know you have the elemental weapon of fire, so that way the DM can know as well, so he doesn't have to keep asking. And here's one that's a less commonly used spell. I know a lot of people don't think much of it, but here's the Grasping Vine. This one I can show the bottom because it's still got a nice color. 9 of 11. Nice brown base here, a little breaking out of the earth. This is more of a druid spell. I think druids really like to use these. Some wizards do if they're wizards who like to use the forest to their element or advantage that aren't druids. They still have that druid power, but they have the love of the forest. But very cool. It's an underrated mini. A lot of people underrate this spell, but I think it looks really awesome. It's a nice big fine. They're cool for grasping enemies, maybe grappling objects from a distance. Something cool like that. Okay, moving on here. Next up, we have one of these bad boys, which are really tightly packed in there. Goodness gracious. We have the Bigsby's Clenched Fist, number 3A of 11. Really awesome, punching fist mini here, basically. We have this nice big spell fist with a good trail off for the ethereal floating aspect, and really awesome. It's very well detailed. I love how these hands are so detailed. For simply a spell effect, just so detailed. Nice big old punch there, knock out some random foe. Obviously, that's probably what you're going to use it for. That came out surprisingly easy. We have the Bigsby's Forceful Interposing Hand. This is 3B of 11. Very well detailed. They got the veining in the hand, the crossing of the hand, very, very, very well detailed for what it is. It's a very well detailed hand. On the other side, you got some nice little knuckleature. You got the veining going down the top of the hand. You got fingernail stuff, all that nice aspect. A little less trail off into its ethereal floating aspect, which is okay. It doesn't hurt this many since it's just a giant stopping hand or maybe a blocking hand. But really cool. Very interesting. I'm not really certain what these hands do. I'd have to look into the Bigsby spells. I think they're just mage hands, but just boosted up so they're bigger and more powerful. I think each one has only a certain aspect. Then we have this one here, which is the Bigsby's Grasping Hand, 3C of 11. I believe this one's literally just for grabbing things and holding on to things. But very cool. Just like the punch, very good amount of fading into the ethereal flow aspect of it. Very well detailed. This one's got the detail very great down. Nice little sort of almost kind of like a liquidy effect going there. It's almost got a nice little slimish effect. It looks like it would be a lot smoother than it looks, but yeah, it's really cool though. These hands are really awesome. Really cool. Next up, we're on to the second to last here. If I can get this bad boy out, these things are tightly packed to this side. We have the Arcane Gate. Now, I thought about it was going to be small, but then I couldn't see it that well because the other spell's blocking it. But when I pulled it out, here, it looks really great. It's very thick. Surprisingly, it's a very thick gate. But that's not a bad thing. It means a little more. It's more resistant to being broken from taps and stuff like that, which is great. You don't want to break one of these things. It is number 1 of 11, so it is the first in the set. Very awesome swirling effect going on there. A little bit translucent. You can see my finger moving behind it. A little bit there. Let's see if I can. Here we go. You can see it there. There's not too much light on it. Very cool. It has the same thing as those mage hands. It has a weird swirlish, even almost wet looking effect to it. Very cool. Very large too. Even though it's only a medium spell range, it is a very large thing. It should have been on a large base, because next up we have what I think is my favorite of it, the Phantom Steed. I don't know why I kept wanting to say Spirit Steed, but nice mane here. Look at this nice, beautiful mane work here. It's fire mane, almost kind of going off of spiritual fire. Really cool. It could stand in for a horse easily, which is awesome. It is large size, so they did actually stand it as a creature size, which is sweet. Always good to do that kind of stuff. It's a very big animal, though. Next to a miniature, this is a big horse. This could be probably a draft horse, maybe. Yes, if you're going to probably try to boost stats similar to it, unless they have those in the spell itself. But yeah, really awesome steed. It's even got a nice saddlement. The saddle itself looks very well painted and designed. The whole, it's like harnesses and all that look very nice. Like I said, look at that tail though. That tail in the main is just so beautiful. Like this nice spiritual effect. Just, it's so beautiful. Anyway, and that's pretty much all the spells, guys. So, I mean, like, you know. Anyway, guys, let's get a close up here of all the spells. Nice little stuff here. So anyway, guys, that's all we got here for the arcane spells. Honestly, I'd give this review a great boost to WizKids, a great thumbs up. Thumbs up to WizKids here for these great sculpts and great pieces. Move this out of the way so we can get a better shot. There we go. Awesome. The shadows, the Phantom Steed in the back there is my favorite. The mage hand, the Bigsby's hands are cool. The weapons, Cloud Daggers is really awesome. I like the Arcane Gate and the Vine. They have great presence. So honestly, very great. As always, big thumbs up to WizKids. They're great molds and stuff. Not disappointing grabbing this stuff. And like I said, guys, if you want to get stuff like this, go to the Woolkits Preferred Gaming and Trade in New York. Very awesome place for getting cards for Magic the Gathering. They also do D&D. They are starting to get Warhammer, like I said. I think they're going to try and get some Warhammers going out there. And I think they're even trying to do some paint stuff now, like some Citadel paints and stuff like that for painting the minis. They also have dice. They sell other niche stuff like Pokemon even. Cool things like even these cool dragon scale holders that they sell there. And also, if you want to check us out on our podcast, guys, it is Dice and Dummies. We are on Spotify. I think we're on we are on iTunes. I think we're trying to get onto iHeartRadio, which hopefully we can. Yeah, and if you want to give me any messages like that personally, you can go to my Twitter page at O1Berserker, send out stuff like that. And plus, if you want to talk to any of the other group members, we all do have Twitter accounts. Check us out on our podcast, and we'll tell you what they are, and you'll hear everyone's specific Twitter account. That way, if you want to get a hold of a specific member in general to ask them a question, or if you just want to ask the group a question in general, hit me up and give us a review and subscribe to our channel. So anyway, guys, have a great day and enjoy the greatness of Dungeons and Dragons.